You just got back from a great vacation and you had a fantastic time. You're so grateful that you had the opportunity to get away. You relaxed, you rejuvenated, and now you're back in the office. And oh boy, are there things waiting for you. Not only the piles of papers that have accumulated, the people who need to talk to you, the things that you were working on before you left, and then there's the inspirations that dropped in while you were on vacation, which is one of the gifts of getting away. You have the opportunity to kind of zoom out and you begin to recognize, what is it that is most important to you? What is it that you could do that could advance your career or a project that you're working on or something that you really care about? But the minute you come back from vacation, you're a little rusty. Your mind might be a little mushy and you're a little bit out of practice. Where do you even start? It can feel really overwhelming. I know, because I'm right there with you. I just got back from a fabulous vacation, one that I was so grateful to have the opportunity to take, and one that allowed me to kind of get a perspective on what it is that I'm really trying to create and build in my business. And the thing that occurred to me that I really felt like I wanted to do is film more videos. Now, that's something that I've known for a while. I kind of thought that perhaps I would be in a better place to do that after vacation, but it turns out you come back with mushy brain and it's really hard to get started again. So I thought, for what it's worth, perhaps I would film a video about the whole process of getting back from vacation and back on the horse, something that would actually help me as much as it will hopefully help you. So there's 4 things that I've recognized that really can help you get back in the swing of things. The first thing is just to start small. You don't have to tackle the most important thing right out of the gate. You can start by just kind of acclimating yourself to things, kind of getting reacquainted with what it is that you need to work through, identifying what's most important, and reconnecting with things. You can start by, if you have a project that you need to work on, opening up a document, outlining some points, picking up a pen, jotting some notes down. For me, it was just getting the video camera out and my equipment set up and sitting down in front of the video, which leads me to my second point, and that is that it's really important that you manage your expectations, because you're not going to hit it out of the park at the moment that you come back. You're probably going to be feeling a little rusty, and it's not likely to be your very best work. So just start. I remember back when I was writing my book, The Pinocchio Principle, the words of Anne Lamott, who wrote a book called Bird by Bird. She talked a little bit about writer's block, and her advice still rings so true to me, not just for writing, but for stuff like this. Her advice was to write crappy first drafts. Now, she used a different word, but I will say it's such a great practice, because if you can take the pressure off yourself and just start doing something, you begin to kind of find your way. You get into a groove, and without that pressure, you're much more likely to get there more quickly. So the third tip that I would give you is to shift your focus from the result to the feeling. So, one of the gifts of being on vacation is that you begin to get some perspective about what's most important to you, about how you want to be able to come back to work without feeling so chewed up and spit out. How can you enjoy the process a little bit more? And so if you focus first on the way that you want to feel as you're doing your work, on how you want to feel at the end of the day, on the process itself, locking that in is likely to get you into the kind of state of mind that actually allows you to get the results that you'd really like to achieve. And that leads me to my 4th point, which is simply, now that you have an idea of the smallest viable action that you can take, you've taken the pressure off yourself by managing your expectations, and you're focused on the feeling that you want to have while you go about it, just get moving. Just start. Because you know what? Once you start, you'll build some momentum and you'll begin to find your way. It's like riding a bike. It doesn't necessarily matter what direction you're going. Once you start moving, it's easier for you to course correct. And that's the thing about getting moving, is that when you manage your expectations, when you recognize that perfectionism is not the goal as much as progress is, then you can make course corrections in real time. And sometimes you don't know what your next step is until you take your first one. So that's my advice for you. And like I said, it's as much for me as it is for anybody else. I hope it's helpful, and I want to thank you for watching. Welcome back from your vacation.